In this week 6 of 2024 What Sold video, I am going to talk about balancing live auctions and listing. If that sounds good, stay tuned.
Where the deals just shine. Boss ladies on the grind every single time. From fitness to new, they got the fashion view. Step into their world, you feel brand new. Got Gucci, got Prada, got everything you crave. Their passion for fashion is what they bravely gave. The sale game strong and the ladies.
Hey friends, it is Stephanie with Three Queens Resell, and I am back with another video. This is week 6 of 2024. And I have committed to doing a what sold video every week in 2024. What sold videos are important because not only do you get to see what is currently selling in real time, you get to see how long I've had it and decide whether it's something you want to source for your reselling business. Haul videos are fun, but everything you pick up, let's face it, doesn't sell. So let's get into this video, into this past week's sales. I'm going to share with you what sold, how long I've had it, and how much I sold it for and where. So starting off with Sunday, February 4th, we are starting off with these merino ballet flats. They sold on Poshmark for $10 after the $2.95 in fees. I was left with $7.05, and those have been listed since February 5th of 2023, so a year. I had those listed for exactly 365 days. Next up were these Vionic boots, gray. Now, actually, I could have gotten a lot more for these, but I sourced them to auction, and then I ended up listing them, but I never changed the auction price on them, the auction start price. So they sold for $15, and after $3 in fees, I was left with 12. Those were size 11, so like I said, they were a larger size, and Vionic is an amazing comfort brand. A lot of people, like myself, wear them who have plantar fasciitis and have to stand on their feet, but want a comfortable, like cushioned, like shoe. And so those had only been listed since December of last year. I don't have the exact date. Next up, oh, that was it for, no, I only had 2 sales on Sunday. It was a sales Sunday. And then we move on to Monday. Monday was even slower. So on Poshmark, we had one sale. These Hannah Anderson Looney Tune pajama bottoms. They sold for $8 after the $2.95 in fees. I made $5.05. At this point in the weekend, with 2 days behind me, I was kind of like starting to panic because I didn't want to have another slow week of sales. And so I decided, like, I had done one Whatnot auction the week before. I was like, okay, I'm definitely bringing Whatnot back into the mix, just so that I can make sure I have enough revenue coming in for the month. So I'll go over the sales first. I had this Ruby Road sweater, grain size 3X. It had been listed since July of 2023. It sold for $12 after the $2.95 in fees. I was left with $9.05. Then I had this Under Armour big logo backpack in orange and gray. It sold on Mecari for $28. That had only been listed since January 4th, so for about a month. And I'm really trying to like focus on sourcing things that can flip in, 2 months or less. So that's perfect for me. It sold for $28 after the $4.34 in fees. I was left with $23.66. And then I had a Whatnot auction. It was a $1 start auction, which that's going to be my last all $1 start show. But I made $123 in that auction. So between the Whatnot sales and the online sales, I made $155.71. So Whatnot like saved my day. Live auctions, I know, are not something that a lot of people are interested in because they don't want to sell their things for cheaper than they have to. But with Poshmark being my main platform, and when Poshmark is slow, it stresses me out. So I felt like I needed to do something else to start bringing in more revenue. Poshmark has since picked up a little bit, but not much. But we're going to keep trucking on. So Wednesday, February 7th, I had 3 sales. I did not do a whatnot auction on Wednesday. The first were these Solidus Anthropology collab. It is the Panria City sandal. It was a size 6, and this sandal had a lot of interest, so I definitely would pick it up again. It had been listed since July 27th of 2023. It sold for $20. After the $4 in fees, I was left with $16. Then we had this Tahari A.S. Levine dress, black, size 10. This was like a basic black A-line dress, and I had sourced it, and it had been in stock since December 7th of 2022. So over a year, like a year and a month. But it's sold for $23 on Poshmark, and after the $4.60 in fees, I was left with $18.40. Friends, I am a big proponent of relisting and delisting. If you are not using Posher VA or Vandu or one of those types of services that, I don't know if Vandu lets you do that. Let me not speak on Vandu because I don't use that. But if you're not using one Posher VA, which is what I use to relist and delist, you should definitely consider it, because I think that this dress sold because it had been recently like delisted and relisted. And I have mine set up to delist and relist 50 items a night and anything older than 90 days, and to raise the price up 10%, because normally the prices drop substantially, because I've done like closet clear out. I do a lot of closet clear outs almost weekly, so the prices can really drop down to real low. But when it relists and delist, it raises it up 10% from wherever it is at that point. Next on eBay, which, yay, eBay is eBaying, and we are starting to pick up steam over there, was this Columbia Omni Shield button down. It had been listed for less than a week. It sold on January 30th, and it is part of that PFG, like their performance, like fishing gear line, or their Omni Shield has like the sunscreen in it. Those are the kind I like to pick up. They flip quickly, not always for a bunch of money, but they do flip quickly. This one I took an offer for $15, and after the $2.70 in fees, I was left with $12.30, and that brought our Wednesday total to $46.70. Now, as we go through the week, we start to get a little busier. I did have a whatnot auction on Wednesday, but to be honest, I don't even remember what it was. I think it was plus size. No, Friday was plus size. Yeah, Friday was plus size auction. I don't remember. But I made $88 on it. So next step, I'll start writing them down. I'll do better, friends. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Poshmark sales, 1 Mecari sale, and 1 eBay sale. And it looks like I did send out offers to likers because I see all these shipping discounts. So the first step was these motherhood maternity cargo pants, blue, size small. They had been listed since January the 11th of 2023, so over a year. They sold for $10. After the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $7.05. Maternity has a low resale rate or sell-through rate, which is confusing to me, because if anybody has their clothes for like a short period of time, it is a pregnant lady. You literally like change every trimester in what you need and what size you are. So I know when I was pregnant with these two kiddos, I was also in a career job I was a teacher, so I had to have like career wear. And I spent a lot of money on career wear. I don't know why I didn't think to buy it pre-owned, but yeah, so dresses for work and stuff, like I had like a set of by the time I got to the third trimester, that month 8th and 9, I was like wearing like the same like 4 pieces over and over again. So it just surprises me that maternity wear has a low sell-through rate, but nevertheless I press on. I do have maternity auctions on Poshmark and whatnot. So, and I just started those back this week, and the first one was on Saturday, so I'll talk about it when we get to there. But yeah, if you need maternity wear, come check out my closet because I got some. Next up on Poshmark was this Madewell striped top, multicolor, extra large. To be honest, friends, I woke up and chose to take this offer because it was an extreme low ball. But sometimes when I'm trying to create some positive mojo and I see an offer, I just take it because then I'm like, I want the universe to send me offers all day. So I don't know if it works, but I'm manifesting, so don't disturb me. It sold for $8 after the $2.95 in fees. I was left with $5.05. It had been listed since August 15th of 23. Next up was this Cause New York top, pink size small. Small things are slow movers for me, which I'm watching some other resellers like Mogi Beth and Mallory Tata and Becky Park. We always say small people need clothes too, and they do, but I feel like the resale market is flooded with small size clothing. So I'm trying to really be more selective of what I pick up in size small. This was not one of the case. I thought this was a cute top and I picked it up, and it's not even a brand that I'm sourcing anymore. So that's why I let it, was happy to see it go. It sold for $9 after the $2.95 in fees and the $2.02 shipping discount. I was left with $4.03. And friends, it had only been listed for a month, like since January 10th. And that's how quickly my reseller mind changes. Since January 10th, like in the past month, I've added that brand to the list of brands that I'm not going to source anymore. So I'm glad to see that did sell. Next up was a bundle. So we had this Matilda Jane Love Me Tender cardigan, size small, and this Anthropologie Saturday Sunday Ellie knit dress, size medium. Both of those items sold for $35, and after the $7 in fees, I was left with $28. The Matilda Jane cardigan had been listed since January 26th, so that was like, I hadn't had it very long. But the Anthropologie Saturday Sunday dress had been listed since March 16th of last year, so we're coming up on a year for that one. And so I just felt like it was a fair deal to let those both go. Matilda Jane can sit for me. So when I find the pieces, it's one of those things like you got to find the right buyer. And if you pass up on an offer, you might not get another one for 9 months. So both of those are out the door. Next up were these Girlfriend Collective leggings, black, size extra large. They have been listed since January 22nd. They sold for $25. After the $5 in fees, I was left with, and the $2.02 shipping discount, I was left with $17.98. Next up was this Betsy Johnson jacket, purple Nuit tag, size medium. Betsy Johnson is like a fun, like eccentric designer, but her things never go for a lot for me. So she's listed like, and friends, always look up comps, and that's what I'm going to do. Sometimes in the past, I can be like, oh, this is a brand name designer I never see, and buy it. And I'm really cutting that out, especially with all the heavy listing I'm doing. I'm just really trying to focus on things that people are seeking and that are selling. And yes, so this one I've had since December 7th of 2022, and it was new at tag, and that's what got me. But we ended up letting it go for $12. After the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $9.05. Yes, I could have kept on relisting and delisting and relisting it till the right person came along, but that is not my energy in 2024. I'm really wanting to move a lot of product and have a great good turnover, like list a lot, sell a lot, turn things over quickly. So I'm realizing in order to achieve that goal, I've got to accept lower offers. Next up was this Nina Leonard two-piece set, 2X. I'm not even sure what Nina Leonard is sold. My friend gave me this, so it was free for me, but it sold for $13 after the $2.95 in fees and the $2.02 shipping discount. I made $8.03, and that had been listed since August 19th of 2023. And then I had this very surprising. So if you watched my last video, which was a haul video, I said that I no longer source Gap because Gap was added to that list of brands that I made in January. Like, I'm just not going to source anymore. Well, these Gap bib slouchy overalls in white, size medium, sold on Mecari. And about 2 weeks of me listing them, they had been listed since January 23rd. They sold for $28, and after the $4.34 in fees, I was left with $23.66. I do have another Gap sale coming up later in the week, but a viewer left me a comment that they like not to sleep on Gap because they had sold something Gap new at tags. So I guess I want to revise that statement with Gap. Look up comps for the items. Try to get the more, the bigger items, but look up the comps on Gap so that I would stay away from Gap denim, like regular denim jeans, but definitely like bib overalls are going to move. I sold a pair of corduroys this week. So just look up the comps, and proceed with caution. Then next, another quick flip. This sold in 2 places within a day of listing it. So this Savannah Jade top with embroidery multicolor. It's a 1X. It sold on eBay. It actually, you guys, don't hate me. It actually sold on Mecari first, but then it sold on eBay. And because eBay, they sold too close together. Like, we didn't get it, like, we didn't delist it before it sold again. So when something does that, like, now I'm on the lookout for it because that's something that people want. But eBay dinged you, and we just got above standard, so I didn't want to have to cancel a sale on eBay. There's no penalty on Mecari, so I did apologize to the customer that had sold somewhere else and that we didn't have the item in stock any longer. That's just an executive decision. Like, that's just one of our policies. Like, eBay, because of the way they penalize you, we've got to, if something sells twice before we can get it marked up, sold on one platform, we've got to go with the eBay one. Had that been Poshmark, like the Mecari and Poshmark, I would have like canceled the Poshmark one and kept with the person who first originally bought it. But that's all for $24. After the $4.32, I was left with $19.68. I mean, I love flipping things from the bins quickly and for close to $20. And then we had a whatnot auction. Like I said, I can't remember. This was on Thursday. It wasn't plus size. I don't remember. Oh, maybe let me look at my calendar where I pretend to write things down. Okay. It says whatnot $1 sale. Oh, that was Thursday. maybe I did move it. I'm going to say it was a $1 sale. I think it was a $1 sale. I think I did 2 in a week. So I guess this was my last like $1 sale. And the reason why is because the way that the fees work, there's a 18% fee, a 30 cents transaction fee, and if something doesn't get bid up past $1, I only make 56 cents off of it. That's not really worth my time, even selling in volume, even selling older things. And so we've just slightly increased it to $2 because I still want people to come in. I still like the community that I'm creating on Whatnot. And I think if you're going to buy it for $1, you'll buy it for $2. And it was $2 before. I just switched to $1 in December and then never switched back. So it's time to go back. But our total for the week with Whatnot sales included was $210.53. Moving on to Friday. We had 8 sales and a Whatnot auction, and this one was plus size. So first up on Poshmark, we had this Nike gray short size extra small, sold for $7 after the $2.95 in fees. We were left with $4.05. Those have been listed since August 15th of 23. Next up, we had this listicle textured knit burgundy sweater size large. This is like one of those things where I think, oh, this is great based on style, but then the brand knowledge isn't there. It's just, and I'm really trying to focus on brands moving forward. So it was listed since November 28th of 2022. And it sold for $10. After the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $7.05. I'm really trying to get away from those mistakes. But I have an even bigger mistake next. So this Finn Wright wool sweater size 3X had only been listed since July 5th. Well, that's a long time. But I listed a wool sweater in July. So I knew it was going to sit. But it sold for $5. And then when I sent out offers to likers, I did not put a bottom on there. So after the $2.95 in fees and the $2.02 shipping discount, I made a whopping 3 cents. Yes, pay attention. And whenever I make a mistake like that, I don't even beat myself up over it. It is just a sign for me to slow down, pay attention, and don't forget the details of things so that you don't cheat yourself. Next was the Spanx on-the-go ankle pant blue size large. They were new with tag, but I accidentally washed them with the tag on, so I couldn't sell them new with tag, but they still had the tag on them. So they had been listed since January 10th, so for about a month. They sold for $34 after the $6.80 in fees and the $2.02 shipping discount. I made $25.18, and those were bins pickup. Most everything that I source now, it's from the bins. I do have a couple of one consignment shop that I'm visiting because the other one I go to is just too expensive for what I'm trying to do with my life right now. But so yeah, bins flip. Sometimes you win with the bins. A lot of times you win with the bins. This next one was a bins pickup as well. This Talbot's silk maxi skirt, size 20 women's. It's an orange, red, like yellow boho style skirt. It had been listed since January 25th. It sold for $24 after the $4.80 and the $2.02 shipping discount. I was left with $17.18. And then we had this North Face yellow top size large. I took an offer for $5 after the $2.05 in fees. I was left with $2.05. That had been listed since September 10th of 23. I am avoiding North Face for as far as listing. I'll sell it in live auctions unless it is outerwear or substantial like a hooded sweatshirt. But even my hooded sweatshirts have been sitting for a minute. So unless it is outerwear, I am going to leave it behind or just source it to put in our live auctions. Next on eBay, we had these other Gap sale. These Gap 1969 cords, yellow, size 12. We took an offer for $15, and after the $2.70 in fees, I was left with $12.30. Those have been listed since January 25th. So as you can see, I'm doing better sourcing. We have a lot of things selling relatively quickly. And then we had these Born Odom leather knee-high boots. They sold on eBay as well and had been listed since January 18th. They sold for $50. Their bins pick up as well. After the $9 in fees, I was left with $41. And then we have the plus size auction where I made $38. It looks like 38. I feel like I made more than that. Maybe that's after all the fees and stuff. But our total for the week or for the day came to $147.11. And then moving on to the last day of the week, February 10th, which was a Saturday. We had 10 sales. And so most of these came through offers because I sent out pretty substantial offers. Actually, we only had 9 sales. I had one listed twice. But the first up is this alternative maxi dress. It's like a blue-black, size small. It was new at tag. It had been listed since October 14th of 2022. And it sold for $12 after the $2.95 in fees. I was left with $9.05. Next was this Bowden new at tag knit top, white, size 10. It had been listed since August 19th of 23. It sold for $16 after the $3.20 in fees and the $2 shipping discount. I was left with $10.78. Then I had this North Face puffer coat, and this is what I mean about picking up outerwear. That's where I'm going to get my bigger bang for my buck with North Face. And I sold it for $42 after the $8.40 in fees and the $2.02 shipping discount. I was left with $31.58, and that had been listed for only 10 days since January 30th. Next, I had this J. Crew belt brown medium. It sold for $11 after the $2.95 in fees. I was left with $200, and the $2.02 shipping discount. I was left with $6.03. That was an oldie but a goldie, but it had been listed since December 11th of 2022. I actually think the photos aren't that good. You'll see. So we're going to work on different photos for belts so we can really capture the buckle and the strap and the essence and move belts a lot quicker. Next up were these Tom Cali wedge boots in an animal print size 8. They had been listed since January 19th. They sold for $15 after the $3 in fees and the shipping discount. I was left with $9.98. Then we had these Levi's men's 511 slim fit flex jeans in black. They sold for $12 after the $2.95 in fees and the shipping discount. I was left with $7.03. And then also on Poshmark, we have this Chico's kimono extra large. This one had a lot of likes, but no action. So I went ahead and just included it. It probably had more likes than anything else in my closet. It had been listed since September 10th of 23. It sold for $10 after the $2.95 in fees and the shipping discount. I made $5.03. Yeah, I could have hung on to it a little bit more and made a little bit more. But I am trying to, like I said, like move things and work on volume as far as listing, but also selling. So I've got to send offers and volume as well. We had two eBay sales. The first were these loudmouth golf shorts. And these are a bolo, friends. They sold in 9 days. And these are the Tahiti ones. We're a size 36. They sold for $30. After the $5.40 in fees, I was left with $24.60. And then on eBay, we sold this Lula Bee pineapple dress. Well, dress with a pineapple novelty print. It's an extra large, and it was moise. And like I said, I'm letting some things go. That sold for $24. After the $4.32, I was left with $19.68. And then, I had a maternity auction on Saturday, and I sold a few pieces. I forget how many, but I made $28 in like 30 minutes. So with the Whatnot auction, I made $153.81 on Saturday. So our totals for the week are, okay, on Poshmark, we had 29 sales with a total of $351.21. On eBay, we had 6 sales with a total of $129.56. Mecari, the 2 sales, $47.32. Depop, we did not have any sales this week. And then on Whatnot, we had 4 auctions for a total of $324.32. So our grand total with Whatnot is $858.41. Without Whatnot, it is $534.09. So you can see what the difference Whatnot makes for me when, or live auctions make for me when I do them. Our best day of the week was Tuesday with $155.71, and Monday was our lowest with $5.05. So I had 4 days over $100. Of course, I'd like to be over 2 days over 150, which is more of where I want to be. But looking at our totals for the week, let me get my post-it from last week so we can compare the matrix that I like to look at. Did I say it was? No, it's week 5. This is week 6. So when I look back to week 5, so the goal is average sale price of $20. So this week our average sale price was $12.83. So significantly lower than it has been. Last week it was $19.21. So we are down like $7 on average sale price, but you win some, you lose some. We'll work on getting that back up. I have noticed things sell for more on eBay, so we really are working on building our eBay business than they do for us on Poshmark. So probably because I send out offers all the time on Poshmark because it's so easy to do, and we have an eBay store, so we could do it on there. But I just like how the ease of it on Poshmark. And then next up was our items. The goal is to sell 50 items. Last week we sold 27 items. This week we are up 10. We sold 37, but I did hustle. I did send out offers to likers and we took some low offers that I wouldn't have necessarily taken. But whatever it takes, we're still striving for 50. And then the goal is to sell $1,000 worth of product after fees. This last week we were at $596.84. And that does include the one Whatnot auction that I did last week. So this week, all in with all of the Whatnot auctions, we're at $858.41. So definitely an increase in auctions leads to an increase in revenue. So goals for the week. I'm going to do some reflections and then some action steps. I forgot to talk about listing. So I changed my listing goal to 200 and I still couldn't meet my goal. And I have got to get back into, now that I've added auctions back, that's taken away my listing time. So I've got to figure out the balance of listing plus adding auctions and having some like time to source and make YouTube videos and do bookkeeping and all that. So it is going to happen because I am determined to make it happen. We're a little late in the week. Let me get my video out. I like to have my video out on Monday or on Sundays, and it's, I don't know, this might not come out until Tuesday, but I'm still working on that being my goal moving forward. But I'm also really trying to figure out a schedule that allows me to do all the things I need to do and not work 12 hours a day. But if I have to work 12 hours a day to figure it out, we'll do that. But that's what being an entrepreneur is. You thought all I did was go to the thrift store. No. But so other reflections are, as much as I hate to admit it, right now I need the live shows. And we are bringing Posh shows back on board. Posh shows, I don't enjoy them as much as Whatnot shows, but they can be easier to set up because I already have the photos and the measurements and all of that. I just have to go pull the things out of bags. But then because I'm just now getting back on Posh shows, like it takes a while before they like kind of put your show up at the top. So I'm not going to give up. I'm going to stay with it. Try to do 2 a week for the rest of the year and see how that goes, subject to change, of course. And it's one of the live shows, if life gets chaotic and I have other things going on, then I like cut them out. But listing is our priority. And so I want to figure out a time to work out, a time to list, a time to go sourcing. I am still helping my sister, but I'm not going over there every day. So that just gives me some more time to manage. Goals for this week, action steps: to manage my time and get my 200 listings done. To do 5 Whatnot shows. To focus on Depop more. And to really get things listed, list consistently on eBay. Even though we list on List Perfectly, sometimes I don't always get things over. We have 2 eBays actually to the second eBay, and I really want to make sure we're using all of our eBay listings because my husband has an eBay and I have an eBay. So to make sure we're using all of our eBay listings each month, because eBay things sell for more on eBay. And since I'm back above standard, he's above standard, we're moving to the next one. Top seller rating is what we both want to go for. We just really want to work on eBay. So that's it for this week. If you like What Sold videos and reseller content, be sure to give me a follow or subscribe to my channel. Hit that like button. Comment down below how your week went, and let me know what you think about live auctions. Are they part of your business model or not? And let me know how many items you listed this week. And friends, I will see you in the next one.
3 Queens, Brazil, where the deals just shine. Boss ladies on the grind every single time. From victims to new, they got the fashion view. Step into their world, you feel brand new. Got Gucci, got Prada, got everything you crave. Their passion for fashion is what they bravely gave. Brazil game strong and the ladies in command. 3 Queens, Brazil, taking over the land.